Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a pale girl's guide to makeup. So I get a lot of questions from people asking, do you ever go out in the sun? Are you albino? The answer is yes and no. So I get a lot of questions from people asking me what foundations I use, how do I get everything so pale? I'm going to answer all your questions. So first of all, let's talk about why I'm so pale. I'm so pale because I can't tan. Which is very ironic because my mom is part Native American, so she is very tan. But I apparently did not inherit those genes because my dad is Polish, so I inherited, I don't know. But either way, I'm very pale. So I've had a very hard time because my skin is very dry, I have very neutral undertones, and I'm very pale. So for me, finding foundation can be an uphill battle. So I have a couple favorite foundations that I want to share with you guys to tell you if you are somebody who has a unique skin type or you have a hard time finding foundations because you're very pale, this video is for you. Let's do it. This video is pretty much going to be about foundations and setting my foundation. So the lightest foundation that I've ever found, that I've ever owned, is the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Foundation. This is in Light 42. This is the lightest foundation I have ever found. I use this and it's almost too light for my skin, which is saying something because usually I'm too light for everything. So if you're somebody who has a very hard time with finding your shade, things like that, now this is thick. It is heavy coverage. So if you're somebody who is very pale but you don't want full coverage, you can mix this in with something. I'm sure you could put it with some moisturizer and make it into a nice tinted moisturizer. Now we have NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. So this is a struggle for me because it is light enough for me, but it's very yellow. So I usually mix this with the Kat Von D foundation. Now, coverage-wise, it's full coverage, but it is very thin. It doesn't feel very heavy. It doesn't feel like the Kat Von D does. Kat Von D feels very heavy on the skin. You can notice when it's there. This, not as heavy, but it's great if you're very fair, but you have a yellowish undertone. The next color next to this one is very pinkish, so if you're looking for that, that's good as well, but it does match, it's just too yellow. So this is the CoverFX Total Cream Cover Foundation, also a very full coverage. So CoverFX also does the custom color drops, which are also great. So this is great because they also have a neutral line as well, which I used. I bought this and I used it all up. It's awesome. Now, I would say if you're somebody who has a hard time finding your skin tone, check out this line. This was light enough for me, it was neutral, it was perfect. I actually just didn't end up repurchasing it, I don't remember why, but I just ended up trying a different foundation. So this was light enough, it matched well, it covered well. I would say this is a full coverage because it is a cream foundation, and actually it's probably medium to buildable full coverage, but again with cream sometimes it can get to be looking a little bit cakey, so just check that out. But the custom effects cover drops are also awesome. Another one that I don't actually have in my presence here is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. I used to use that all the time. The lightest color actually matches me perfectly, so a lot of this is going to be for you, trial and error. Are you neutral? Are you warm? Are you cool? Are you yellow? It's very important that you figure those things out so you're able to better maneuver. And then the last foundation I want to mention is I always go back to this, the Revlon Color Stay. This is in 110 Ivory, and I go back to this at least 2 or 3 times a year because I forget about it and then I come back to it. I don't know. It's full coverage, it matches better than a ton of the foundations in high-end stores do, and it's just awesome. I never have to worry about it oxidizing because that's a huge problem. So I don't know, it's just awesome and it's cheap. What do I set my foundation with? I don't use a colored powder, as in it doesn't have any color to it. This is translucent because any powder that has any color in it is usually too dark for me. So I use the NYX HD finishing powder. I've used the one from Makeup Forever, and this is basically the same thing. I just set my foundation. I don't really set my whole face because I am so dry. I set my T-zone and that's pretty much it. This is awesome. It's great. I would highly recommend if you're a pale person, get some translucent powder because then that way there's no guessing game of how light am I? Am I really this light? It's just a lot easier if you just go in with translucent. I found the perfect highlighter. So this is Anastasia in Starlight Illuminator. So it kind of looks really gross right now, but it's great. This is the most white highlighter I could find. So it's awesome because it doesn't have any undertones in it that make it look too dark for you. It is just white. So if you're somebody who just wants a pure white highlight, this is awesome. And finally, the bronzer of choice is NARS Laguna, of course. I have such a hard time finding bronzers that don't look too orange on me, and this is a perfect neutral. It doesn't look like it's cakey or it's orange, it's just a nice bronzer, and it's very nice that I don't have to worry about that because oxidation and then it gets brown. I don't ever think I'll hit pan on this, so it's really an investment, but it's an investment that's gonna work in the long run. So that was a quick just overview of face products for people who are pale. I know sometimes it can be a struggle, but it's definitely doable. You can do it. So if you have any more questions about paleness, about skin, or whatever, you can leave them down below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you back here later.
I don't have a